I saw something that just pissed me off. I'll tell
Oh,
you
boy.
about it in a second.
Well,
It just pissed me.
let's bring in James Ham. Hopefully James didn't do anything to piss you off.
No, it wasn't James.
Stilo and
Talking
Casey.
about things that piss you off. Hey, there's James Ham.
Stilo and Casey on KIFM West Sacramento 98.5 FM KRX QHD2 Sacramento ESPN 1320. Always live on the free Odyssey app. I'm on the edge of my seat.
The forecast for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on Sunday.
Oh, no.
60% chance of rain, 75 degrees.
What are the chances?
50% chance on Saturday as well.
It
could rain the whole damn weekend.
What are the chances of a monsoon? Because isn't that how last year started with Chicago?
Yeah, it was a monsoon. So I don't think that's going to be the case. But once again, I mean, everybody always, even the weather be hating on the Niners, man. We gotta fight through so much adversity all the time. So much adversity.
Adversity.
Right, we're just gonna have to do it, man. We're just gonna have to do it. It's crazy. All the adversity, man. Nobody in the NFL has as much adversity as the San Francisco 49ers.
Don't nobody have to deal with the rain like we do.
That's the other team that's playing in the rain.
I think Kadarius Toney would be disagreeing with you right now. He's dealing with some adversity. He just single-handedly lost a game for his team. Oof.
49ers versus everybody, man. Gee.
I love James talk. I don't know. This is taking some getting used to, James. Your first week as a full-time radio show host, and like I said this the other day. Like I'm used to James. His Twitter is just Kings. There's no one better covering the Kings than James. Now James is talking football. He's talking. Not that James couldn't. He always could. We've always done it. It's just now it's a lot more out there that James is a sports guy. When
he starts live tweeting Patriots games, you know it's going to be a problem.
Sir, you're on timeout. You're on timeout.
Yeah, I've been a gigantic sports fan for my whole life. So, and it does look like my neighbors have decided to turn off the wood chipper. They're going Fargo over there and just grinding up things and shooting it into nowhere.
Just a quick question, just because I think all of us know you really well. Are they borrowing your wood chipper, or is that their own? Okay.
No, I do not have a wood chipper. I do have things like rototillers, but no, I don't have a wood chipper.
James said
I did offer one time to let you borrow the rototiller so you could fix the backyard.
Yeah,
I didn't know what James was talking about. I was like, oh, let me see, James. I had to look it up. I didn't know what the hell a rototiller was.
And then he sends me a picture. I'm like, so take a picture and tell me. And you sent it to me. I'm like, bro, that's not a real rototiller. That one there, it just slaps the dirt. It just like smacks it a little bit. No.
James sent me something. I was like, how am I thinking that's my house? What am I gonna do with it? I don't even know where I'm gonna store it. I'm gonna park my car on the street and put that thing in the garage.
You could rent a truck from Home Depot. Brand loyalty.
Boy.
It's inexpensive.
Yeah, it's like $30.
Yeah.
A big old.
I'm not renting a truck to go get James's rototiller in then I got to go past the armed security.
I told you I was going to drop it off. I mean, come on now.
Well, you do have a van that could.
I have a Suburban too, a big Suburban.
A lot of cars at the Ham house.
It's a car dealership over there.
It's not those aren't the cars James drives into work anymore.
They're not. 4 cars, 4 people. We have the proper ratio.
Only 3 of them drive. Right.
Well, the little guy's 16, but he just got his permit.
Yeah.
So
gearing up for that.
Yeah.
Is it a good first week for you and Kyle?
I loved it. I thought Monday was it was a little rough around the edges because I've never dealt with commercial breaks before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just it takes getting used to. Mm-hmm. But I feel like by day 4, we were rolling. We had a good time. We're just building chemistry, and I think we really both Kyle and I brought donuts in today, and just we didn't even talk about it. We just happened to both bring in donuts, and I think we were both raging on sugar and coffee, and feeling pretty good throughout the show. I mean, it was like a high energy show, and like there was a buzz, and I think that was just all in my head. It went really fast, and I think that a 2-hour show, like, it's over in a blink of an eye, especially if you
Mhm.
bring in a guest. And we brought in Faraz Siddiqui for Fantasy Friday, and I thought that was spectacular. Like, yeah, we're getting our sea legs, we're figuring it all out.
Like I told Kyle, man, you guys sound good, man.
Mhm.
Today we came in a little later, so I got a chance to listen to you guys driving in, and man, it's everything I expected it to be. Like I'm enjoying it.
I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it. You didn't turn the station. That's all that I ask. Don't turn the station.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Before obviously I do want to talk Kings. I actually want to talk FIBA as well with
There
the
was
USA
there was
team.
some interesting Kings news that I just came across that I can't wait to talk.
Oh no, talk about it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see that Sam Amick story in The Athletic? Shout out Sam. Wish we could talk to you, but we can't.
Well, he's not dead. I don't know why you did that. Like Sam's alive.
The prospects of him coming on here are dead.
He's very, very dead. Him and Chris Biederman, they're in the same graveyard together. Along with 10 other guys we've never once invited on the show, but that's cool.
Amazing.
But he wrote in, I guess, in an article you just wrote about the NBA, he said JaVale McGee signed with the Kings despite interest from the Warriors. Picked the Kings over the Warriors. And he cited his relationship with Mike Brown being one of the reasons why they decided to go with the Kings. So, I mean, I just thought that was newsworthy because we seem to never hear that, right? Like, as another sign that things may be changing, where people, I'm not saying Kings are a destination, so to speak, but
that's how I heard
options,
it. That's what
that
should be the title of Sam's article. Sacramento is a destination.
Players given options, and I'm like, hey, I like the Kings. I'll go to Kings. I ain't tripping.
When you're able to land JaVale McGee, you know you've made it.
Well, we ain't playing no games no more.
Like, look, I think that this is JaVale's opportunity in Sacramento is going to be good. Like, he is going to play. And like, I don't know where that actually fits in, because I still believe Trey Lyles is going to be the backup center behind Domantas Sabonis, and Sabonis is going to play 34, 35 minutes a game. So there's only like 13 or 14 minutes either way. But I think that there is potential for him to actually suit up and see time. And when you have a coach that sort of lines up with what you do, and JaVale McGee has been a defensive specialist throughout his career, and you find a coach that you like the language that he speaks and how he coaches and how, the feel, then it makes a lot of sense. All things considered, like, the Kings were one shot away from beating the Warriors and going to the second round. They split a 7-game series, and then the Kings lost game 7. Like, if you're going to say which team is on the rise and which team is on the decline at this moment, it is really hard if you're a player to look at the Kings and not look at them as a better opportunity. And whether that's this year or next year, I mean, JaVale will probably play another couple of years. I mean, he's 35 years old, but I wouldn't be surprised if he plays, 2 or 3 years. He signed a 3-year deal with Dallas last summer. And so, yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, if it was a huge, huge big name player that decided the Kings over Golden State, I'd put more stock in it. But, yeah, it's good.
Well, just wait for Giannis, and then you'll put the stock in it.
There it is.
Obviously, I hope the uber talented social media team or video team over at the Sacramento Kings films the decision with JaVale McGee and put like Mark Jones in a chair across from JaVale McGee and ask him where he's going to take his talents. So JaVale, where are you going to play next year?
They should do
take my talents to the capital of California.
They should do the Bachelor version of it. Like, will you accept this rose? Yeah, I don't know.
I've never seen Bachelor.
I've never seen a single episode of that show before.
Wild.
I've never seen Bachelor.
Is that a James Ham preference or a Mrs. Ham attorney at law preference?
Oh no, it's Mrs. Ham attorney at law. No. I'm not like seeking that out and
I'm
watching it.
calling
Sometimes it's on.
semi-cap on this because you referenced The Bachelor pretty quick.
Oh no, but like I've seen it way too many times, and it's been on for I don't know 20 years.
It
and
has
it's
been
always
on a
Yeah.
really long
I
time.
probably really would enjoy the show, like if I had to watch it or something. I watched about 15 minutes of Temptation Island like a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
That show's,
I don't.
that show
Is that on
that's
television
dirty.
or is that
Yeah,
on?
well, the reason why it was on because we had watched Raw the night before.
Oh God, it's on USA.
Yeah.
Oh
So I
goodness.
turned on the
gracious.
TV like 2 days later, and it was on USA, and Temptation Island was on.
It's funny. We talked on the show earlier with me and Kyle were talking about, baking cakes and stuff, which is weird that we got on that subject.
Oh,
It was probably because we'd had too many donuts and that we had brought donuts.
adds up.
But then he asked if I watched the British baking, what is it called? The British Baking Show. And yes, like that one I do watch and it's hilarious.
Kyle
I
sent
enjoy
me-
that.
He sent me something along those lines. Like bartenders, and they had to make these really like creative drinks. I was like,
Oh.
I love that.
Mhm.
I'll watch that. And then I watched an episode, and it was reminded me I hate this stuff. Like
the challenge, the cooking competition shows?
no fake reality television. I was
Oh,
like, I'm
yeah.
not watching this. Only fake
like-
reality television I like is professional wrestling.
That's right. I like Survivor. I watch Survivor. And
You've
for
seen
years,
Survivor.
The Amazing Race.
There, our people over the Last Supper Society, they're on some show. It's like they got featured in some show. It's like some cooking show. It's national. It's on like A&E or something like that. I think their episode came on yesterday or something like that. So shout out Ryan and the whole crew over there.
I
Okay.
know they tried to get Doug and Jackie to do The Amazing Race, and they said no.
Jackie was like, bro, I got enough reality shows. What the hell do I need yours for?
This was early. I think it might have even been like it wasn't before the Basketball Wives, but it was like early on. Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw Jackie on TV.
Mhm.
I worked with Doug in down south.
Mhm.
And I walked in and I was like, hey man, I saw your show for the first time last night. And he kind of like lifted his eyes up and he goes, which one? I was like, I'm not sure. He said, what was happening? I said, well, your wife was kicking and screaming on the ground. He goes, yeah, that was Basketball Wives. I was like, all right. Like, yeah, that's an interesting show. He goes, I just do what they tell me.
Just go where they tell you
And
to
I
go.
still pop. I still pop when I see Doug on this show. I was like, hey, it's DC. That's the homie DC.
I met
right
Jackie
there.
for the first time before Game 7. That's when I met her.
Jackie is not what
She's-
you see on
No,
Basketball
she was
Wives.
super cool.
Super friendly.
Super chill. Yeah. I've known Jackie for a long time. She's good. She's a good lady.
Well, where did you tell the story? Were you telling the story to us about hey, Jackie,
Yes.
Ham's here. Hey, Ham.
Yes.
Were you telling it to us? Okay.
It's telling you because yeah.
The car drives with DC
With Doug.
and Jerry
Yeah.
Reynolds. Yeah.
Exactly. The car rides with, I mean, those are always like special. Like I actually one time, Jerry and I knew it was going to be bad. Like the weather was going to be really bad. And so I took this Suburban knowing that they were literally going to want like 2 of my toes and to pay for gas to get there and back. Like it was, I mean, the Suburban gets like 13 miles a gallon. So me and Jerry go down and the weather's not bad. On the way back, it was like Jerry and I were Lieutenant Dan and Forrest Gump, and like the Suburban's getting blown all over the road, sideways rain, crazy, but we actually made it back and survived. It was sketch though, and I'm glad I took the big car because any other car it would have been like, hey, we got to pull over at Wendy's and sit here and have a couple of cups of chili, Jerry, not just one. We're gonna ride this thing out.
Jerry is definitely a cup of chili at Wendy's type of guy.
Yes,
I love the JaVale McGee thing though. Because it's perfectly timely because JaVale showed up at the facility.
Mhm.
in his Kenny Caraway garb with an Essentials hoodie and
that's what it was.
gorgeous.
Who has Essentials here?
Gorgeous Louis Vuitton bag over his shoulder.
Who got Louis Vuitton bag over here? Stop.
Not
JaVale
this guy.
McGee.
You're not the only one in Sacramento.
Yeah, you and Mark Jones. You and Mark Jones be shopping together.
Mark Jones and Louis Vuitton Don. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it's facts.
He is for sure.
Facts. Every time we point it out, can't take it with you. All right. I mean, he's not wrong.
I told you I was at Starbucks and he pulled up on an electric scooter with his Louis Vuitton bag over his shoulder. I'm like, I told my son, hey, there's Mark Jones. He's like, oh, that's not Mark Jones. And I'm like, yeah, that's Mark. No one else in downtown would ride a scooter wearing a Louis Vuitton bag. He came in
probably
and
like a really snug like polo that showed off.
Oh yeah. The gun show.
Oh yeah.
Last week he was at Texas A&M. I don't know where he's at this week.
Mark don't miss any shopping trips and he don't miss a trip to the gym.
No.
Mark he's arm day.
He's great too. Like he pulled up a chair and sat there and asked my son all kinds of questions about college and what he's doing and all that stuff. Mark's such a good dude.
Mark's super cool. Super cool.
Yeah, I forgot college football season's here. Mark's working.
Yeah, it was him and Louis Riddick doing the Texas A&M game. I don't know where they're at this week, but
okay.
Yeah, man, I think they're the tandem for college football. That's a good little booth right there.
Yeah, that's a real good booth.
I want to hear them call a Colorado game.
Oh man.
Oh
dude,
yeah.
We might not get Mark back if he go to Colorado and do
I'm about to see when they on ESPN, right?
King's biggest loss of the year. They've lost Mark Jones to the Colorado Buffaloes.
Yeah, you asked Mark Jones, do you believe? Mark Jones, I believe. Yes. Yeah. That would be fun.
Did you get a chance to catch any of USA's loss before coming in and doing the insiders?
Yeah, I was watching this morning.
Yes, that game ended at like 7 or 8, so I don't know why I framed the question that way. That game was over super early.
I got to leave early though. Like, so yeah, it was on as I was getting ready to get out the door. Yeah, I mean, super disappointing. The lack of physicality was an issue. I swear, like the whole fourth quarter, they ran like a 4 flat. Just not creative, not inventive at all. Anthony Edwards was like a one-man show and just dribble, and then ill-advised shots. They didn't take advantage of the fact that they had Tyrese Halliburton sitting right next to him that could have not only set up, but knocked down 3-point shots. I thought Austin Reeves got picked on so badly on the defensive end. All they did was switch. Oh, there he is. And then they just barbecue chicken that guy.
To him too.
Yeah, he had a decent offensive game, Reeves, but even late in the game, there was a moment where Ant-Man tried to dribble out the clock and then hot potatoed it over to Halliburton. Halliburton threw like a looping cross-court pass to Reeves, and it took him. Well, he didn't pull up and shoot, and so he got to the foul line, but it was still like, man, you got to shoot that thing, especially if you're playing next to LeBron, once the season starts. You better shoot that thing every single time to space the floor. So, yeah, I thought there were a lot of things that went wrong. Jaren Jackson Jr. was not effective at all, and he's been exposed as just not great during this run. So disappointment. I wanted to see Tyrese Halliburton versus Bogdan Bogdanovic in the gold medal game, and split your loyalties of former Kings players.
Did this
Tyrese had a weird day.
So he had a weird tournament. Like he had some ups and downs throughout the whole tournament. Did this say anything in the grand scheme of things for you about Team USA, about some of these players out there? Did anybody get exposed? The whole program, certain players, whatever, or is it just hey, they played games against teams that are good as well, and they lost. It just happens, or does this speak to something bigger in your opinion?
Yeah, this better not be the team you're taking to the Olympics.
Well, LeBron already said.
Well, LeBron posted a picture of himself in a USA uniform, James, so everything's okay.
Yeah, unless his invitation gets lost in the mail.
It won't.
No,
it won't. I know it won't. It won't. They're gonna run like a 48-year-old LeBron James out there and try to win gold again.
And he's going to win his 4th gold medal. in the world of
Yeah.
the celebration. I hope Steph posts a picture of him in a USA uniform too. That would make today perfect.
Oh man.
If Steph Curry posts the same picture LeBron just posted, that would be perfect.
And
Yeah. I think, I mean, clearly the roster needs upgrades before you play in the big game. But I'm
Because
excited to
Domas
see.
isn't going to miss next year.
Oh no, no,
Giannis will
no,
miss.
Yeah, those guys aren't missing.
Jokic.
They're not missing the Olympics.
Nope.
They missed the World Cup. They ain't gonna miss the
Hell,
Olympics.
Jamal Murray
Mhm.
ain't gonna miss next year for Canada.
Yeah.
Hey, and for that matter, Canada, they should really, really think about bringing Trey Lyles, because Trey Lyles would have helped that team. He definitely would have helped that team. They had a lack of depth down low, and like I just think they would have been a better team. I'm excited to see the Team USA Canada game. Like,
I was gonna say maybe someone with the Canadian team could influence that decision.
yeah, it's very possible that Jordy Fernandez and I mean Jordy did a great job. I mean, they qualified for the Olympics. He got his team all the way to a medal game, and it's funny if Canada were to win a bronze, it would be like, oh, that's a big deal. If the Team USA wins a bronze, like I think those guys will,
Put it away.
maybe let that one fall behind the dresser, set it on the dresser, but in a way that it might get bumped and fall down the backside and get lost behind the dresser. And it's sort of the difference in where these teams are and what who they've been. But I think Canada's got a shot here, and you don't want to let little brother feel like he can go out and beat you. That'd be big.
It'd be one of a series of teams that could beat you at that point.
Yeah.
Between, we just saw Germany, but you've got Serbia, Lithuania. You now all of a sudden, wow, a couple of teams could really get USA. Now you have a damn near a pool of teams that could get USA.
Yeah. Now, but see, that's the whole caveat, right? Can they can get this USA team? Can they get Bron, Steph, Dame, AD, all this? Maybe, but I don't know.
I'll say this, and I think the answer is no, but I do want to be fair. It's older Bron, a little bit older Steph, older Dame, but he's not quite where those other guys are. Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis's regular season concerns or regular concerns are going to be the same in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Is he going to hold up for in the Olympics you play every other day for the whole Olympics? Yeah. Is he going to be able to do that? Maybe. Hell, is LeBron going to be able to do that? I think he can. Yeah. LeBron's a physical marvel, but he'd still be a 40-year-old physical marvel.
Draymond,
obviously. Good luck leaving him off the top 100. He can go get hit.
They need to what they really need to do is they need to stop playing and beg De'Aaron.
Yeah.
They need somebody, and Jalen Brunson played well. It's not his fault, but they need another person that can break down a defense like that.
We joke about Draymond. They might ask that dude to go do it again.
Oh, he probably going back. That ain't even work. he probably going back.
That'd be his third gold medal.
No, that's in France, right? It's in Paris.
Paris. Yep.
Katie Booker. Yeah, that's two.
Oh man, yeah. Now that lineup's tough. Yeah. By the way, James, sorry. If you're an athlete and Drake asks you to walk out with him at your respective arena, don't do it.
Why?
Because no one cares. You see Devin Booker? Devin Booker walking down in Phoenix with Drake, and just like Jason Tatum, nobody paid attention to him. The only guy anyone paid attention to was LeBron James in Los Angeles. Book walked down unbothered. No one patted him on the shoulder, waved, hey, it's Devin Booker. Nothing.
So you got to be thinking about the long game, though, because in the arena, nobody might not care. But that's what's getting the attention. Like, he came out with Book. He came out with Tatum on the socials. Got to think about the long game.
Yeah, go ahead. Think about the long game, because all I see is all those fans on that aisleway not paying a lick a bit of attention to you. You're a star on the basketball floor. That dude is a star on an entirely different level.
Yeah. Did you hear Drake say he wants to move to Phoenix to watch Devin Booker play?
I saw that. Shut up, Drake. Shut up, bro. No, you don't.
It's hot there. I don't know if his eyebrows would stay on his forehead if he went there. Just saying.
Do not want to do that. You very much do not want to. Okay, that seems like the perfect time to pause. We'll come back and we'll talk more with James Ham. We'll talk a little bit about the 49ers. kicking off their season this weekend. And, of course, we'll talk Kings basketball with our ESPN 1320 Kings Insider and the host of the Insiders, James Ham, here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320. Dude, that's for real.
Rob W said it best. Drake is such a fanboy.
He is, dude. He's the biggest groupie as far as like stars and stuff like that, whether it be Kentucky basketball or something.
I've never seen a superstar like him be such a groupie.
Bro, you're Drake. You don't have to do this.
He does, though. That's who he is. He can't avoid it. He can't get out of the way. What's up, Chatty House? How's everybody doing? I feel like I've been here all day.
I'd get Mobley out of there. But everybody else, I forgot Tatum. Bro, Tatum and Jaylen Brown on Team USA? Come on, man. I ain't messing with us.
Do we need Cat in there?
Huh?
We need Cat in there?
No.
Just give me Bam.
No, Cat plays for
Why are you guys like this with Cat?
Cat is cool, but
doesn't Cat play for Dominican or Puerto Rico?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Good catch by him.
I don't think he's eligible.
Yeah, Dominican Republic.
Wants him.
Ryan Jennings, you've been here all day too, Ham. Thank you. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who's been here all day. Yeah, Kenny Walker's a go. Kenneth.
He's your running back, right?
Yeah. And I have to call him Kenneth because every time I hear Kenny Walker, I think Kenny Skywalker. Skywalker.
That's the way, didn't he?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I hope not. You need to kill him.
Now that you said it, let me see. Kenny Walker. Skip ball.
Kyron, that's hilarious, bro.
He's 59 years old. No.
I'm glad he's
bet she can still dunk. He kind of looks like Sinbad now. Got like the big earring. I just Googled him real quick and there he is.
Kenneth Skywalker. I was so upset when he won the dunk contest as a little Kenny Caraway. Thought Michael Jordan was going to win it again. Little did I know he wasn't even in the dunk contest. I was like, who is this Skywalker guy who won?
Yeah, he had the big old wedge cut. Like I like Kenny Walker. He can fly. Oh.
But yeah, Evan Mobley. No, not doing that. Matter of fact, not putting Evan Mobley up there instead. And I like Evan Mobley. Don't get it twisted. But I'm not putting him on there above Keegan Murray.
No. Well, was Mobley? He wasn't in select camp, was he?
No. Somebody just mentioned Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
I'm down on Evan Mobley. I think he's a good ball player, but not as good as everybody else thinks he is.
He's not leading a team, I don't think.
No.
Wow, just walked into some Evan Mobley hate. Wow. Normal day
standard
here on KC. Yeah, pretty standard.
Standard.
I don't know what you have.
I like him. I like Mobley. I think he'd be perfect next to Sabonis.
Yeah. He's a good little third, fourth option.
Damn, they finished 7th in 2019. Jeez.
Who, America?
Yeah. In FIBA. Or the World Cup, I mean, not in FIBA.
Really? That bad?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's when like you get to that point and they're like, all right, Walker Kessler got on out there.
They lost to Serbia and France in 2019.
David, that's tremendous. A PTI shirt, pardon the interruption. That is fantastic. I love that.
The potential John Bull shirt is awesome.
That's very good. We're coming back. Hey, a very big thank you to everybody ordering some merchandise over at dealingwithkc.com. Mention our man Tyler, Cud and Pete, Chris, we appreciate you. James, thank you so much. There is a sale going on from now till Friday, 25% off your order. You don't need to enter any code or anything like that.
I need to get in there. Give me some 49er gear.
I'm with that. Go to the website and order. DealingWithKC.com. Kenny gets 25% off too. But yeah, appreciate everybody ordering.
Also, shout out to Kyron. Did you see him on Twitter? That was some good work.
Oh no. Oh Oh no, what did Kyron do?
Some good work there with the Mark Jones JaVale. The decision 20.
Yeah, well, yeah. There it is. That's pretty funny.
How do you get that JaVale?
JaVale chose us.
Kyron's been coming with the heat. I think he did the Damian and Aaron Rodgers, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Andre the Giant.
Yeah, that
Photoshop.
wasn't funny. That wasn't funny.
That's a good one.
That wasn't funny. Who knew JaVale McGee was going to be the guy to lead us to an NBA championship?
Man, he wants another one.
I'm legitimately excited over this, James. I don't care if it's irrational or not. Like, I'm really excited the Kings got JaVale McGee.
I'm excited because I think Jason Jones will come to more games.
Do that.
And I always love seeing Jason Jones. But I'm also like, I think he still has game, and I think he fits. He fits what they're trying to do. Like, do I want to see JaVale out there for like 25 minutes? No. But like in a supporting role behind Sabonis, behind Trey Lyles, just a different change of pace. Like, I'm okay with it. Just like, like Alex Len could have had this role last year and never really did. But I think that I think he will actually be part of some sort of rotation. I don't know. I mean, you're not going to play 3 centers every game, but there are certain games where I think you can go big and move Trey Lyles to the power and have him play, and Sasha Vezenkov to the small forward, and just go big on teams.
Do you think that JaVale McGee is the type of center where obviously you're not going to be the same if Sabonis went down for 2.5 weeks? But do you think JaVale, more than any center they had before, more than Alex Len, more than Nerlens Noel or Cater, and JaVale could be like, all right, if we've got 12 games in that 2.5 week span, we can go 8-4 with JaVale, maybe 9-3. Whereas I think with those other guys, you'd be like, man, if we could, it'd be great to just go 500. You think JaVale is capable of that in that short spurt?
Well, I mean, for me, the backup center in that situation, the starting center becomes Trey Lyles. And can JaVale get you 15 to 20 minutes to support what Trey's doing? And that's where I'm at, because what you don't want to do if you're the Kings is spend, again, if it's 2 weeks that you're going to be without Sabonis, spend 2 weeks learning how to play the game a different way, and then spend another week trying to get back to who you were before. What you want is some sort of continuity in what you do. And I think Trey Lyles is just a much better passer who you can play the ball through, who can run some of the sets that we've seen from Sabonis, even if it's not the same, but he can still do some of that stuff. And then JaVale would be the guy who's coming in and filling that other role. And that's how I would think of it. Maybe I'm off, but yeah. And again, like, I know they like JaVale. I've had conversations, like, they are excited about the signing of JaVale McGee. The second he became available, or there was rumors that he might become available, they were all over it and jumped on the opportunity. But like, I still think that the pecking order, just because style of play, and JaVale being like your standard, like, he's your rim running, pick and roll, shot blocking center, not your high post, run the offense true type center.
I think the best strategy for the Kings is to probably not play any games without DeMontis Sabonis.
I agree.
I concur.
Yeah. It's so crazy to think, the Kings were healthy all year. No, their center was playing with a broken hand for like 70 games.
Yeah.
And how different everything almost certainly would be if Domas was gone for, what'd you say, James? I think you said the prognosis was like 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been just brutal. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Had he chose to not play through it.
Talk about a different vibe right now. Like, I mean, you would have some idea of who you think you can be, but you wouldn't have any real proof to back it up. The sample size would have been too small. I mean, he hurt his hand in December. So we're talking, 45, 50 games where he would have played. I mean, if he would have missed 25 games or 20 games, a totally different outcome.
Hey guys, we're just going to try to bring this beam back next year and maybe shut down the purple light for this season.
Yeah, what if they just stopped doing the beams?
Just never mentioned it again. Kings lost their 7 of 8. Yeah, we're gonna save on our electricity bill and just not light the beam
They
anymore.
lost 7 of 8, and then they win that 9th game, and they don't light the beam.
No, like, well, come on, man. Come on, guys. Who are we fooling? That's what it says outside the Golden One Center. Come on, guys. Stop it. We'll bring it back next year.
You know what that reminded me of? The old line from the origins of D-Lo and KC. If they just don't have 2 9-game losing streaks.
Yeah.
What a line.
We lived on that damn thing for a whole year in an entire offseason. Just lose 8 in a row, and you make the playoffs.
Or lose 8 in a row twice instead of 9 in a row twice, and you would have made the play.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, my first season covering the team, they
That's
they
tough.
lost 8 in a row. Then they beat the Washington Wizards with John Wall's rookie. So John Wall versus DeMarcus Cousins rookie season. John Wall was announced as a starter, but hurt his wrist right at the end of warmups and didn't play. So the Kings beat Washington that night, and then they lost 7 in a row after that. So they lost 15 out of 16, and that was my first season covering the team. That was a long stretch.
I hope those days never return.
So do I.
Please, no.
We've
Writing
dealt. Let's just have fun.
50 losing game recaps this season like took its toll. Like aged you. Yeah.
I'm thrilled James won't have to do 50 recap shows of the Kings losing game after game after game after game.
Yeah.
Vibes will be different this year, James, though. Vibes will be different. A 4-game losing streak to start the season is not going to feel the way that it did last year.
No, I think this season is all about vibes. It's all about continuity, bringing everybody back, hoping that you find some magic with Sasha, hoping that JaVale and Chris Duarte finish out the rotation and like just give a little bit more than what you had, and then seeing if Keegan can become the player that you think he can. Outside of that, I expect everyone to have equal to or better than seasons than they had last year. Like that's where this team is. It's their age. I would say, except for maybe Harrison could take a little bit of a step back. But that would almost be by choice, not because there's anything wrong. But I wouldn't be surprised if he averaged 1.5, 2 points less per game, just because he probably won't need to score like he did this last year. So yeah, I think this is going to be a fun season with good vibes, and that's one of the things I'm excited about with the insiders. Like we'll start out, I'll leave a game at midnight and then we'll start a show at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're talking 10 hours later, like it's fresh in your mind. You know exactly what happened and how you can walk through the game and break it down, whether it's good or bad, but really like have some idea of where the team is at and be able to relay that, especially, with post game and, post game interviews in the locker room and the coaches and all that stuff. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, your days are going to be busy. Like that first week is going to be pretty tough because you'll be here and then I assume zipping downtown.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what, life is going to be like. It's going to be even like when we start training camp, I assume training camp will be standard practice time, which is 12:30, 12:45, 1 o'clock. I'll get out of the show, hop in the car and be down to practice every day. And it's good though. Like this is how we keep this train going and get all the information that we need to, provide the best content we can. Both.
I have good news. That car is very fast.
Oh yeah.
You'll get zippy
to downtown in no time.
Sometimes you don't even know it. Like, whoa. I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to do
Yeah.
When you're looking around and you're like, I would really like to go in that lane, go into that lane and pass these 3 cars.
Yeah.
The way that you just go, whoa, 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 and it's there. It happened. You're like, oh, that was interesting.
I don't know what are you talking about? I'm 10-2. I'm straight ahead. I'm looking 10-2.
Well, I drove once with you and you were 10-2, and I was furious. I was like, I swear to God, if this dude doesn't start driving faster.
That's not great.
10-2. No issues here.
Followed this dude to Sky River Casino. I swear to God, it took 1.5 hours to get there.
Oh no,
bro, get in the carpool lane. What are you doing?
Carpool lane.
Get in the
You
carpool
have an
lane.
EV, bro. Get in the carpool lane. Just go.
Oh man,
Uh,
we're just 3 weeks. I mean, it's great. Like the NFL season started last night. It starts, full slate of games coming up on Saturday. But it's like it's fun. Raiders, 49ers, Lions, Jets, Chiefs, Bills, all these different things. But first Kings practice is going to be different.
Oh man.
It's like, hey, Aaron Rodgers threw for 7 touchdowns last night. I don't
Who
care.
cares?
I don't.
What number is JaVale McGee?
Malik Monk sang at practice today. Here's film from James Ham.
yeah,
Like James
it
said,
is.
about
It's a,
vibes.
it's a content generator. Like it's great stuff. Like when the team is rolling, when it's fun, it can be really fun. And just because I've had like such a bad stretch for the first 12 years of covering the team, that doesn't mean that there weren't stretches within each of some of those seasons that were actually fun to cover, where you're like, hey, I think they got something here. But to have an idea coming into a season that the team you cover and the team that everyone out there is watching each and every night has a good chance of actually being, they should be a playoff team. Like they, I hate saying should, but we're not saying could. Like they should be a playoff team, and that's good. It's something that's different, and I think it's just so refreshing. And this team is refreshing. Mike Brown is refreshing.
Yep.
Like it is. They have such a good spirit about them, and I do the vibe thing. I think will bring a lot of excitement here.
Bubble vest vibes.
Bubble vest. Remember how everybody wore Band-Aids at the arena? Maybe one night they should just all wear bubble vests. Shout
All
out
right.
to Ian West.
Yeah.
All right.
I think if you wore a bubble vest, you and Wes Wilcox you two could roll together side by side with your bubble vests.
Okay. Yeah, maybe
see
I'll
that.
make Kings beat bubble vests. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's solid.
I like
That's
that
solid.
idea. Yeah. I'll
I'd
get
rock
my
a
guy.
King's Feet bubble vest for
I
you.
would too.
I'd do that. I need to get
See?
one of your hoodies. The hoodies you have in the old school color. I think it's the only hoodie you have. It is marvelous. It's one of my favorite pieces of work. Like it's beautiful.
The white?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have one?
No.
That's
don't
that's
know.
my bad.
No, it's all right. I'm gonna go to kingsbeat.com and order one.
No, I may
I'm
be able to bring you in.
I'm a Kings Beat subscriber.
You are.
I'm a premium subscriber. I get invited to the happy hours.
You do. I need to do a happy hour, especially before I take
Kyle
off on my
Madsen.
vacation.
Special guest Kyle Madsen.
Kyle, let's just let's bring
Get
this
to know
back around.
Get to know the insiders on the happy hour with James Ham.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if Kyle can get home in time.
Mad About You with Kyle Madsen.
Look at the producer. Look at the producer Damian Barley.
Hey,
Putting the title on there.
I'm doing
everything.
well. I know how much James loves the titles of his happy hours.
Oh.
Like you reveal them with such joy when you have
Oh
them.
no, I do.
I thought
And the
you were also
longer.
making a reference to like he was a fan of Mad About You, the show. So it'll work out. Did you watch that show?
Paul Reiser. No, I don't really think. And Helen Hunt, right? No, I don't think I watched the show, but yeah. But I can pull names. That's fine.
I know the show. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I don't recall it.
I think I watched like a few episodes, but I mean, we're talking that's probably 25 years.
Paul was Eddie Murphy's partner in Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Uh-oh.
And that's the same guy, or am I thinking of somebody different?
That doesn't help me.
Well, that's because you haven't watched Beverly Hills Cop, which is absurd.
No.
Oh, it's not the same guy? Okay. I thought it was.
I don't think so. Okay, so Beverly Hills Cops, there's the other two cops. One of them is Judd Nelson.
No, not Beverly Hills. No. His partner in Detroit. The one who crashed the Ferrari.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Boy, that's now you're asking me to go back.
I love it. I don't know. I'm sitting here asking James when there's a device directly in front of me that would actually answer all of my questions.
It's not as fun.
It's fun playing trivia games here live on the radio.
Yeah. Paul Reiser actually he's made appearances in Stranger Things. Like he's a doctor in Stranger Things.
I never revisited the last season of that show after that very bizarre first episode.
Yeah, you talked about it.
I
and that
never
was
went
just-
back to it. I was like,
Yeah.
this was a lot.
Yeah, you talked
Okay.
about it. I haven't gotten there yet.
I was just like, yeah, I watched the first episode and I just remember thinking this was a lot. Like, I'm cool for
First
now.
episode of the last season.
First,
right?
yeah.
Or the latest season. I don't know.
Yes.
If
Yes, correct.
It's big here in the house, you know, like everyone watches.
No, I get that.
It's a
No,
really
I
good
get it.
show.
It just I just caught me completely off guard. I was like, that was a lot. I don't know where this is going. This was a lot. I'm gonna chill.
Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah, you need to settle down, and go watch Murders Only, and chill out for.
There you go. Who you got? Hammer, 49ers or Steelers?
You know, my partner Kyle is all in on the Steelers, which I was surprised. I don't no, the Niners. I think the Niners are going to handle them. You know, I'm not sure. Like everyone out there is watching Patrick Mahomes not have a single person to throw to. I mean, it was one of the most frustrating things I've ever seen, especially if you have Mahomes in your fantasy league. But watching the drops, watching just even the running backs weren't good at all. Like Pacheco, like looked like he was tap dancing, just like little choppy steps and didn't hit the hole hard at all. And you're like, what is happening here? Yeah, I know that's gonna. Thanks, Chatty House. I'm sure you'll catch that.
I didn't.
I saw you. But like when I look at what the 49ers are walking into the season, like just the offense is so balanced and spectacular. And you know, your second running back is electric. Your 3 wide receiver set you can do is great. Your tight end is just one of the best in the league, and so many weapons, so many options that you're not going to have some silly play like a guy dropping a ball right into a defender's hands for a pick six, and then that same guy coming back later and dropping like a game winning touchdown or setup for a special point. I'm for a field goal. So yeah, I don't know. Like I think that the Niners have something. I think that their quality from top to bottom. I think their defense is spectacular. We don't even talk about that. Their defense is better than Chiefs defense, which I think was really good the other night, last night. But like I just don't know that Pittsburgh is the same quality of team that the Niners are. Like I think that they're a good team. I think they're probably like a 10-7 team, but the Niners should be a 13-win team, you know, and it's a 17-game season. So 13-4 sounds weird, but they should be a 13-win team. That's how the talent is. That's what they've set themselves up to be. And if they're not that, I don't know why that would be.
Yeah, I heard Kyle, talking about some of the concerns he has for the team, and they're all valid. They're all real. I don't have the same concerns right now. You know what I mean? Like I think, like you said, James, this team has a lot of talent. I also feel, for the most part, under Shanahan, they're pretty disciplined. They don't. Last year, ironically, they had some undisciplined plays in Chicago, and that's kind of what cost them before the monsoon hit. But I think as the season went along, they got better with that. I also think they understand the importance of starting the season off. They don't want to do what they did the last 2 years, where they start off rocky and then they got to win 10 in a row to get into the playoffs or have a playoff type season. I think they want to get started early. Shanahan has had some rocky season openers. I think him and the whole team, they want to get past that. They're going to be ready to play in Pittsburgh. More importantly, I think they're going to be ready to execute.
Yeah, I really like Pittsburgh's receivers. I think they've got quality there. But their running game is okay. I think Najee Harris is good. But at the end of the day, I mean, the Niners are stacked at every position. If I'm looking at the 3 things that could really like disrupt their entire season, first and foremost, if anything happens to Trent Williams, like, everything looks different. Secondly, if somehow Brock Purdy isn't the player that he looked like he was every single time he stepped on the field last year, that would be one way that they could take a step back. And then the last one, I would hate to see them lose games because their kicker isn't good. And if they don't figure out the kicking situation and they drop a couple of, tight ball games, that would just be really, really frustrating because a championship contending team should never have a question mark at kicker. That's just not how. I mean, you don't need to change kickers like a few years into a really good run. And like I would have Robbie Gould on speed dial in case this thing goes sideways.
Who you got, Raiders or Broncos?
I think earlier I was going to go Broncos, but I'm going to go Raiders. And I don't know. It's not because I think they're great, but I have such little faith in the Broncos. I like they have some talent, sure, but Russell Wilson was such a hot mess, and like can he like shift gears and go back to the player he was before? I don't know because there was no reason for him to become the player he just became last season. And watching him on a daily, week in and week out basis, you were just stunned by his inability to do the basics, which he had been so good at before.
Well, one of the reasons might have been the coach.
Well, yeah, but the coach doesn't throw the ball. And there were so many throws that he just flat out just didn't make. Like he just was not good at all. And that was surprising because, he's been so good throughout his career.
Yeah. Which is why I might say it's an anomaly. Like, because he has been so good throughout his career. Like, I don't think he's going to fall off the face of the earth forever, just out of nowhere. Like, I'm not going to say he's going to go back to Seattle, Russ, but last year, I don't think he's going to be as bad this year as he was last year.
I don't think so either.
The weird thing
I don't like Sean Payton, but he wasn't wrong about Nathaniel Hackett.
Didn't have to say it.
Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett was a really bad coach.
Yeah. I would say that like the drop off like that we saw from Russell Wilson. The weird thing is that happens at almost every other position. Running backs fall off a cliff. They're great. They go to a different spot. They can be good for a year or two, and then they fall off a cliff. Receivers, same thing. On occasion, you'll see a receiver that can go from one great offense to another great offense. But usually when they switch teams, the drop off is so dramatic. It's possible that Russell Wilson is just someone who's having that dramatic drop off that we've seen from other positions on the field. It just didn't make any sense. Like mentally, he did not look right. Nothing looked like the player we'd seen before. But look, sometimes players, they just run out of it or they're just not engaged anymore. They're not ready to be the players that they were before.
Steelo and KC brought to you by Sky River Casino. From September 1st through the 30th, play select Aristocrat slots for a chance to win a trip to the Formula One Heineken Silver Las Vegas Grand Prix. It is the $100,000 Las Vegas F1 race to the finish exclusively at Sky River Casino. If you're not yet a member over at Sky River Casino, join today for $20 and get $20 in free play. And of course, join us September 21st, 32 Brew Street. It's a great place to catch all of the action during the football season. It's a great way to catch all of the action coming up on Sunday. Over 70 TV screens available at your service, a wonderful food and drink menu, and then, of course, our live broadcast beginning at 12 o'clock on September 21st. It's going to be quite a day. We're going to do the show live from Sky River Casino from 12 to 4. And then we're going to watch the San Francisco 49ers on prime time, Thursday night football. And then we'll caravan over to the Golden One Center for the YG show.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
James,
indeed.
we're taking you to the YG concert. We're going to get you on stage and you're going to introduce Sweetie.
It's very possible I'm gone on vacation that
That's
week.
right. You are gone. I forgot. I knew there was something going on that week. Yep. It's in my calendar, and James is in fact out. Well. All right, James. That means we'll take you to the Travis Scott concert.
There we go.
Those are we'll get you in the Travis Scott concert. Hammer, great first week, man. We're really proud of you and Kyle Matson. I'm thrilled that you're able to keep your slots with us here on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, especially as we get closer and closer to the Sacramento Kings season.